Warrior, great news. Today, October 24th, it was announced that 42, 42, yes, you heard that, 42, 42 what, you might ask? 42 attorneys general across the United States are filing a lawsuit against Meta. Now, you know Meta is Facebook and Instagram. They're the same company. Remember, a little over a year ago, Mark Zuckerberg renamed Facebook and Instagram Meta, M-E-T-A. I have a sneaking suspicion, and this is only me, in my opinion, that because he was anticipating all of these lawsuits coming his way. Now, why? Why are 42 attorneys general bipartisan? This is good news because today, with everything being weaponized, we don't really have any bipartisan anything going on in Washington or across our country. So 42 of these attorneys general are coming after Facebook and Instagram because they are alleging that the algorithms are dangerous to children. They are alleging that they are addictive to children. They are alleging that Facebook knew that they were doing all of this and they continued doing it. And how did they know? Because if you go back in your minds, do you remember a couple of years ago, 2021, a woman who worked at Facebook came forward. They called her the Facebook whistleblower, Frances Haugen. And she noticed in her work all of these algorithms were dangerous to children and that Facebook knew about it, but they want to keep the eyeballs. They want to keep the kids. They want to keep the traffic. They also violated something very important. It's called COPPA, C-O-P-P-A, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And that is, at the time, because we've changed this COPPA law now, 13 and under, you could not collect data from a child, from a minor, without their parents' permission. And they were mining and collecting all kinds of data. Now COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, is 17. We were aiming when we were working on it for 18, but they made it 17. There's some issues with even 16, but we'll take 16, 17. In other words, you can't ask children, minors, for their information. And Facebook all along was working on this, doing this, and not trying to correct it. Anything to be the leader of the pack. So we talk a lot on the Warriors about internet safety, digital safety. You have to be the warrior at home watching your child. This is good news, including my home state, New York, being part of this, actually being one of the top states going after Facebook and Meta. Now, Instagram. The problem is it's a little bit of a slippery slope because some might argue, well, if you start going after opening up this can of worms, children, it will lead to adults and all of us being censored. But I dare say we're being censored already. That we should take this as good news. We should realize that Facebook, through the whistleblower that testified in front of Congress, Frances Haugen, remember she gave an in-depth interview to Wall Street Journal, a series revealing everything. And then she went on 60 Minutes. I always thought that was a little suspicious, but that's just me. And we really haven't heard much from Frances Haugen lately. But she opened up the can of worms, so to speak. And now we have 42 attorneys general, bipartisan. It's okay. We have to do everything in our power. It is our duty to protect our children. They don't deserve this. Why? You don't deserve this. But you know what? We are the caretakers. And we must become the warriors. We must keep an eye on everything on a daily basis. And I know it's tough because there's a lot happening. But you have to know what your children are doing online because the predators are right there. It's open season. They are very smart. They are 10 steps ahead of you and me in law enforcement. And when there are no rules and regulations, because it is the Wild West online, the kids will suffer. So while we fight in Washington or in Albany, my home state, New York, you have to be the one at home. So 42, remember that number, 42. I think this is a good start. I'm taking this as some good news. We must do something. We must all remember each and every day, ask the kids questions, listen to the kids, follow up with the kids, make it part of your routine, because that is being a warrior.